on this episode of the Third Gallon Podcast.
Get ripped and bring the shinies.
Just get ripped and bring the shinies. You are courting a magpie. Remember that.
After surviving 2 brutal battles in a mana storm,
You were flying through a mana storm, which is a pretty dangerous phenomenon here in the Mana Wastes.
Yeah.
You fought back some not harpies, some mutated maftets. You also had to deal with a rampaging manticore flying around and trying to wreck your ship.
the second kiss is looking a little roughed up.
Farrah, your ship's messed up.
She can't hear you because I will remind you again that the sides and the door have been ripped off.
Oh, so she can tell then.
Yeah. And it's also just like windy outside. You notice that like both of the engines is like starting to let off a lot of smoke.
And not everyone made it out of the fights unscathed.
Both Usuvu and Solessa contracted mana fever.
Yeah.
I feel real brain fogged. It's bad. I feel stupefied. 1. If I had to put a number on it.
You stink like sickness. And then I push her out the window.
The storm's about to break.
Who needs a starstone when you've got
Gun.
guns? Are you ready to meet
Ka-chow.
God?
Now.
Every time it rains, coppers from the plains. Soupy
And
doopy.
every time we kiss, I swear I can fly.
Don't you know each cloud contains coppers from the plains?
Red
Macaroni.
roses too.
Today,
What the fuck?
we're picking up our tour
So confused.
of the Inner Sea. Again, welcome back to the tour of the Inner Sea with Derek. On this episode, we will be touring Absalom. The big
The
rock.
station?
I don't know what food item is it. What is it in Hercules? They called Thebes the Big Olive. In New York's the Big Apple.
It's the big rock, Starstone.
Or the little
It's
apple, man.
The
Out in
stone.
Kansas.
Hang on.
At New Year's, they actually dropped the Starstone.
Don't drop
What?
it.
Don't drop them. I'm trying to think of a food. What do
Rock candy,
peasants eat?
bread.
Potatoes.
The
big tater.
I don't think that's fair to call Absalom the big tater.
I don't know. It seems too hoity-toity for that.
But
The big caviar.
you shut up. I think the big rock is about as good as it gets.
One singular fish egg in
our-
the sky.
In our ship posting map of the Inner Sea region, Absalom is always called in all capital letters the God Rock.
Yeah.
So maybe the big rock is the best nickname for it.
The Rock. Absalom.
Dwayne Johnson.
The Boulder.
Absalom Johnson.
Jesus Christ.
Tune in now to Absalom Station.
That's actually
The Rock,
like-
number 107.12.
Nothing but rock.
I want to rock.
Rock.
Can we think of any more? Are we good? All right, Derek, after you.
I can tell you're not done.
I am done. I don't have anything
Oh,
else.
not you. You.
I love Absalom.
Are we done being silly here? I've got more. But you go on.
Absalom all night. And tattle every day. And,
Wonder how much of this is going to stay in.
Thank
Just
you.
a head shake.
Thank you.
But yeah, Absalom is the big old city in the Inner Sea region. Oddly enough, at least in first edition, there was a lot of things that happened there, like adventure path wise. I think there was some modules that like dabbled around in Absalom. I know there was some like Pathfinder Society scenarios, but I don't play those very much. In 2E, there's actually been some stuff on and around Absalom. So Absalom sits on an island in the middle of the Inner Sea region. If you want an analog to the real world, the Inner Sea is roughly equivalent to like the Mediterranean, right? And it sits on an island called the Isle of Kortos. And Absalom is the biggest city on it. And it is very wealthy from all the trade it does in and around like the Inner Sea area. The cool thing about Absalom is a god made it. Kind of.
It's actually kind of weird when you think about Absalom. Like when you think of Galarian, one of the first, it's like the capital of Galarian. It's not true because there's a lot of nations and all that, but like it's supposed to be one of the most important places. But you're right, at least in 1E, not much happens there.
Yeah.
Yet it's so important that when they made Starfinder and Galarian is gone, its replacement is Absalom Station.
Yeah.
But like nothing really happens there in the quote unquote current age of Pathfinder.
Yeah.
At least in 1E.
The nickname for it is called the city at the center of the world.
Yeah. And it's got a lot of cool history.
Yeah. So basically, Absalom is really important for the setting. That's why we're jumping out of what we talked about last week, Urson and kind of those other nations up north, because Absalom is just kind of referenced all over the place. Absalom was raised... Aridin raised the Starstone, right? Which is this big, the God Rock we meme about. And when he raised it, he also raised up the Isle of Kortos from the depths of the Inner Sea. And in the process of that, he became a living god. And he founded Absalom as a city there, and it's in the middle of the Inner Sea, got lots of great trade. When he did that is the actual basis for the timeline we use in Pathfinder. So when we say AR, that is Absalom Reckoning. So Aridin raises the Starstone at 1 AR. Absalom has also been around for a while because the current year is 47. Well, right now in Pathfinder is 4723 AR. So like 4,700 years.
And what
For 4,000 years.
and what year does the adventure start in
47.
Pathfinder 1E?
And 1E?
Yeah.
Which adventure?
Just like the start of the Pathfinder setting, like when people start playing in it, I suppose the first adventure path would be it.
Basically, the year 4700 is equal to the year 2000. So the first adventure path in the Pathfinder campaign setting is Rise of the Rune Lords, basically.
That's it? That's the first one?
That's the first adventure in the Pathfinder campaign setting.
Okay.
Paizo wrote other adventures before that, but they weren't in Pathfinder.
Like what was his Second Darkness?
No, that's the Pathfinder setting as well.
It's just that they started Pathfinder in 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after like 3 adventures, they went and they made Pathfinder.
Yeah, the game. So
Redo my Drow adventure.
there's the Pathfinder 1E game, but there's also, before that was the Pathfinder Chronicles or whatever campaign setting.
But it's like 4707 or 4708?
So Rune Lords came out in 2007, so that's 4707.
Okay.
Outlaws of Alkenstar came out in 2022, so that campaign starts in 4722.
Yeah.
So the current year is 4723. Absalom's been around a long time.
Yeah.
It's been besieged and like attacked a ton of different times. The first siege of Absalom was the Vorodny Voon attacks Absalom, mustering a vast centaur army across the island's eastern plateau to overwhelm the young city's defenses. With a sweep of his hand, Aridin sunders the plateau in a great upheaval, slaying Voon and trapping his minions in the hinterlands of Kortos. Damn.
Can't lose when you have a god on your side that's actually there.
Yeah.
Not just on another plane being like, have some cleric powers. Nah, he's like, no, bruh.
Some more trivia for Absalom's history related to this adventure path, sort of. In 166 AR, the Archmage Nex unsuccessfully besieges Absalom, erecting a mile-tall spire of Nex outside the city in what is now known as the Cairnlands.
That is still there, like to this day. Year in the setting.
Correct, in a century.
It still attracts adventurers to go through it.
Yeah. In 430 AR, the pirate siege of Absalom. After Aridin leaves Absalom to more fully embrace his divinity, villains from across the Inner Sea seek to take advantage of his absence by conducting a series of raids and naval blockades against the city. Absalom is forced to rely on foreign mercenaries to protect itself, which they do in exchange for grants of land and titles. And there's a lot more. It's been besieged like a bunch. In fact, one of the last things that happened in the 1E campaign setting has to do with the Tyrant's Grasp adventure path. And I don't know if I want to spoil that because I know Jacob dreams of playing that Adventure Path in 1E.
One day we're going to play a lot of 1E Adventure Paths. That's on the list.
When we retire.
When we retire.
I hope we're still friends then.
I hope we're still alive then.
I hope I retire when I'm alive.
I hope we get to retire.
And for context, so when we say AR, that's Absalom Reckoning. That's why I figured it was important to cover Absalom as a big city. If anyone's interested in reading more into Absalom, honestly, if you want to get the gist of 2E lore, the Lost Omens World Guide is the book I have right here, and it kind of covers everything in broad strokes. But if you want to dive in on something specific like Absalom, the best thing right now is they just released a book about a year ago. What is that one called again?
Absalom.
I think it's still a Lost Omens series. It's called Absalom, City of Lost Omens. But you can get that now. It just came out about a year ago.
I was half right.
Yeah. Absalom, Lost Omens, World of the
Witcher.
But it's really cool. There's a lot of fun things about it. It's just, I don't know how much, some of the things I want to get into, I don't want to spoil things for like Adventure Paths. In 2E, they've been doing a lot with the Isle of Kortos. The Extinction Curse Adventure Path is the one where you start out as like circus performers or something. Kind of disappointed some people because they thought that was going to be an ongoing thing, but apparently it's only in like book one.
It's just how you're introduced.
Yeah. But like that one, you do a lot of exploring just on the Isle of Kortos and not necessarily in Absalom. The main adventure that takes place inside Absalom actually is the Agents of Edgewatch, which is kind of like you playing city guards.
Yeah.
The Good Cop Adventure Path. I've nicknamed it.
But we didn't actually talk about why Absalom was so important.
We talked about the God Rock. Do you want to talk about it more?
Yeah, I mean, like, what's it do?
So the Starstone.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about it before, but this is the Absalom episode, so.
Yeah. So the Starstone is like, it's complicated and it's a little vague, but basically in the before times, and the long, long ago, there was the Aslanti, and they were basically like super smart humans. And they made the big tentacle monsters upsetty spaghetti. And so the tentacle monsters decided to
drop a
big fat rock on them, which is like where the Starstone came from.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if that's specifically it, but basically two of the Aslanti gods like pulled the moon in the way of it to split it up. And like the shards of it still destroyed Aslant, which is like a shattered continent now.
Yeah.
And the other shards of it like
It's
wrecked.
a ruins of a continent.
A sunken continent.
It's literally called the Ruins of Aslan.
The ruins of Aslan. I played through that adventure path.
But like part of the Starstone landed in like carved out parts of the inner sea. Like it also devastated that region. But Aroden is called the last Aslanti because he basically was a like hero of humanity through parts of the surviving afterwards. And he raised up the Starstone, which like I think the myth is it contains a bit of the divinity of like one of those gods that blocked the rock with the moon.
Weren't they two gods that were like in love or something?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yes. And they were like about the moon, and now the moon god is Grotus.
Yeah.
Grotus.
Who's the god of the apocalypse.
That's the
Big old eyeball in the sky.
That's the statues, right? That's what they represented?
The statues and ruins of Aslan represent like worshippers of the older gods. Grotus is like a new god.
I thought that they were worshippers of the moon goddess.
They were.
The older, yeah.
But
Not the old gods, the older gods. There's a big difference.
Big difference. Bad.
One's Cthulhu.
Yeah, but now, so since the Starstone was raised, there's the Starstone Cathedral in Absalom, and basically, if you can pass the test of the Starstone, which no one knows what that is, but it involves touching the God Rock, you become a god.
And it's happened 3 times.
Simple.
Yeah. But like a lot of people try to do it and just die.
Yeah.
No one knows if it's like some dungeon you have to traverse or whatever else. I know that like there's no walkway into the Starstone Cathedral. You have to like fly over there
somehow. Yeah. That's like the first step.
The 3 that have done it so far is Norgabur. Nose Gobbler, the rogue god of secrets in 1893 AR. back in old Grandpapa's day. And then the second one is Drow's favorite on 2765.
Galen!
Do you want to talk about him?
Okay, so this stud, this absolute Chad decided that he wanted to get some of that good goddess puss, allegedly from Callistria.
All of this is allegedly.
Yes, allegedly.
Legends say.
So he, on a bender, went and became a god. You know, that's it. That's it. He got drunk and he woke up a god.
Yeah, that's literally
That's it. I love this man.
Imagine getting drunk and then waking up next to the Star Stone and be like, how the fuck did I get here? And now you're a god.
It's tough too. That's all.
Caden's one of the best gods in the Pathfinder setting.
Caden is the best god in the Pathfinder setting. And I
then-
will not hear anything else from Sims who are like, oh, this is Saren Ray.
Well,
I'm sorry. You're wrong.
Saren Ray's like the titular good goddess.
Okay.
But
Just
it's
because
like
she's got tits
actually
doesn't mean that she's
a
my favorite.
reasonable good goddess. Not like
Yomadai.
Speaking of which, the third one in 3832 AR
Not important.
is Iomedae, also known as the Inheritor. I believe she was one of Eridan's champions, and she took this test of the Starstone and became a god. And ever since Eridan died, not disappeared, died.
Straight up.
allegedly.
Eridan, in my notes here on the timeline, 4606, Eridan dies,
Allegedly.
triggering the beginning of the Age of Lost Omens, and then
That's it.
Iomedae becomes the Inheritor.
He is either dead or he has been erased from the probability of the future.
It's obvious movie rules. If you don't see the body, they're not dead.
I would argue,
if we wanted him dead, it would be like the Star Wars rules where he gets a shoulder wound.
I would argue, though, because this is Pathfinder, if your clerics of your gods stop having powers, they dead.
He just cut off.
What if he just said, I tired?
He went too far away. Cell reception bad,
Can you hear me now?
I don't believe that.
God.
If the old ones, the great old ones, can give you powers from beyond the stars,
further, even further.
He's
beyond.
like that. He's like that one satellite that went outside of the solar system, and I'm very proud of it.
Voyager.
I don't know. I don't give a shit about names.
Or he was just
Whoever
like,
you
I
are.
don't want to do this no more, and
Yeah.
he just stopped. I mean, if you could become a god, you could become a human, right?
His god juice ran out.
Oh, juice. Actually, I will say, because like Eridan, Absalom, Starstone, they're all related together. I do like how Pathfinder has handled prophecy, and that Eridan died and he was the god of prophecy. So now maybe your prophecies come true, maybe they don't. Prophecy has been messed up because he died. And that's why you can have a prophecy, and if it doesn't come true, Eridan died, so I guess your prophecy got messed up. So you can still have prophecies, but you're not like actually beholden to them. So it's still good for story, but it doesn't mess up if it is wrong, because then you're just like, oh, Eridan, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's like a good built-in reason that you can use prophecy and not have to worry about it too much as a DM.
Yeah. As far as the like religions and day-to-day life stuff in Absalom goes, it's like, again, the biggest city in the Inner Sea region, major metropolis. It's mostly humans, but like mostly as in like, I think it says 62% on its demographics page here.
Yeah.
Too many goddamn humans.
11% halfling?
You didn't.
Wow.
You didn't mention the coolest thing. Absalom is the only civilized city where the worship of Norgriber is tolerated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
100%.
I did not know that.
Because he's one of the ones that passed the Starstone
Who
test.
cares? He's so evil.
He's so fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that makes them good. I'm just
Oh,
saying
I know, but
that's
you're right.
pretty
That's
pretty cool that they're literally taking
Yeah.
like that's the only place. Otherwise, you're not tolerated.
I did not.
Absalom tolerates Norgriberites.
That is a fun fact. Wow.
Isn't that neat?
I've been waiting this whole time, hoping nobody brings that up, so I could say that because I found that and I thought that was cool.
It's amazing. I mean, it's like a lot of places in the Inner Sea where there's a lot of multi-faith temples and churches and whatever. But yeah, the big ones in Absalom are Aridin, Norgriber, Caden Kaleen,
Caden Kalian.
Yeah, whoever I guess.
No.
and Iomedae.
He is so important. No, that's not important. He is so important.
Can you imagine worshiping Aridin after he's dead, though?
I mean, that actually, you're right. It is interesting, but that's like the way I've always viewed the worship in these games, and that you worship the one that you most relate to, and unless you're evil, in which you either worship the one you relate to or the one who's going to give you the most power.
Yeah.
Right. I love seeing on the demographics here, I'm going back to it, that at least 1% of Absalom's population, which is listed at roughly 300,000, is goblin.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yay!
That makes me so happy.
Because, they're trash. They're trash. They live in the garbage dump, probably.
And
they're
the
little
other
trash people. Just a little guy.
The rats.
They are like giant rats. I'm sorry, but that's what I find fascinating about goblins is they love to live in the dump.
what they like makes no sense to
Rotten meat.
other
Exactly.
people.
It makes no sense. Well,
Rotten
to
meat.
them it does.
Rotten meat.
The other fun fact I got here before we wrap up our tour of Absalom, a brief overview, is Shadow Absalom.
Oh,
Which
yay.
I think is so cool. Because listed here, every major city on Galarian has its dark mirror opposite on the plane of shadow. So basically, maybe one day we'll get to cover like the outer spheres, the planes and everything and how they work in Pathfinder. But basically, there's a shadow plane. That's kind of a common concept in planar fantasy settings or whatever. It's one of those planes that like overlaps with the material plane, which is where you live on. And so like if you go to a city, there's like a shadow component to it. And Shadow Absalom is super dope. I'm pretty sure there is like an actual map of Shadow Absalom in some campaign setting
It's
content.
Absalom.
Yeah.
No, like it's different.
I know.
And
Isn't that where Della's mother's from?
yeah,
Yes.
in Glass Cannon's
Yeah.
Giant Slayer game. And yeah, Della and her mother are fetchlings, which is like the main like inhabitants in there.
I do think Shadow Absalom's pretty cool too. The ruler of Shadow Absalom is an actual umbral dragon.
Yeah.
That's just dope.
It's so cool. They didn't have to do all this extra detail, but they just do.
They do, yes.
And what was your one fun fact that you wanted to share
the
about?
Isle of Cortez. Okay, so in 1E, there's the world guide where you get an actual timeline of like thousands of years. Does it start with Aridin doing stuff?
Yeah, basically all the stuff before Aridin raised up the Starstone is like in negative AR.
Yeah, but like it's like pages of a timeline with bullet points, and shortly before the like adventure timeline starts in 2007 or 4707,
It's about 100 years before when he dies.
yeah. In 4700 on the Isle of Cortos, where Absalom is located, the bodies of 13 Kraken wash up on shore, missing their eyes, and it's one bullet point for that 1 year. The only thing that happens then of interest, and it has fascinated me to no end, because Krakens are CR 18 and Pathfinder has a cap of 20, not counting Mythic. They're one of the most powerful creatures in the setting, and 13 of them get slaughtered and wash up on shore. And when people have asked about it in Q&As for Paizo, the people at Paizo have said, oh, we know what happened. And that's it. They haven't said it yet. And it fascinates me what in the world killed these Kraken, and will that be a module, or will that be related to an adventure path one day in the future?
I hope so.
Ever since we switched over to using Galarian as our main setting about 5 years ago at this point, Jacob has been fascinated with this Kraken event.
It was Kraken.
The Krakening.
And it was the Paradise Colony, which actually got an answer in a 2E adventure path.
Age of Ashes.
We haven't played it. So I don't know what it is, but there's a solid answer to what's up with the Paradise Island. And those were the things that interested me the most at that time, was the 13 dead Krakens in Paradise Island. We got an answer for one. I just need the next one.
You just need to know what happened to your Krakens.
Yes, I want to know what killed them. What in the world killed 13 CR 18 Krakens?
Jacob needs that juicy lore.
I do.
Well, speaking of the Starstone, centuries before the Starstone was raised, the Wizard Kings Nex and Geb warred with one another, scarring the land between them into a devastated, unstable magic wasteland. From the glowing ashes of the Mana Waste arose Alkenstar, the city of smog, a metropolis of airships, skyscrapers, factories, and clockwork wonders. To the world, Alkenstar is the pinnacle of innovation and determination, in the face of insurmountable odds. Suck it, Absalom. On its streets, life in Alkenstar is a non-stop race to stay ahead of the competition. And it is here that a desperate group, hungry for revenge, living on the edge of the law, hunts for the ones who cast them out. They are the Outlaws of Alkenstar.
Who needs a Starstone when you've got
Guns.
guns? Are you ready to meet
Ka-chow.
God?
Are you ready to be God?
Shoots them with the Starstone.
God help the Inner Sea if some gunslinger touches the Starstone.
God of
Oh, boy.
guns.
That would be amazing.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Grant Berger. It would be Baron.
Oh,
Yes.
you know what? That'd be a fun one. That'd be fun.
Can you imagine a gunslinger like rocket jumping with their pistols over the gap instead of flying?
Oh, that'd be like a cleric spell right there.
Uh-huh.
A cleric of Gunadin.
Gunadin.
Jacob, how creative.
Praise gun.
Praise
Worship
God.
the gun.
It's
The holy flintlock.
it's not Avatar, but it's secondhand. It's representative. What is the level 15?
Herald.
Herald. It's Herald would be an animated gun. An
Awakened
animated
gun.
Cannon. Awakened cannon.
Awakened siege weapon.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. That's a fun thought.
When we last left our guns, you were on a airship headed towards the spell-scarred desert. Y'all's hunting out that cradle of quartz. And you were flying through a mana storm, which is a pretty dangerous
Snarks.
phenomenon here in the Mana Wastes.
Yeah.
You fought back some not harpies, some mutated Maftets. You also had to deal with a rampaging manticore flying around and trying to wreck your ship.
What's a Maftet look like normally?
Is it a math test or a math tet?
The picture I showed you is actually the base art for Maftets.
Oh.
Oh.
So they just look like harpies.
Kind of, but they have like the runes and stuff on them, the two scimitars.
They're like thicker magical harpies.
Skimtars.
Yeah.
They're oddly enough more feral harpies. Because harpies are already pretty feral.
Yeah.
I love there was mention of like city harpies in one of the monster manuals. No, not monster manuals. In one of the little bestiaries. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, oh yeah, these harpies live close to cities. They don't eat people as much.
As much.
And if they find somebody who's strong enough, they will actually copulate without killing and eating.
Wow.
So remember, if you want to get that disgusting
You don't have
feathery girlfriend, just get absolutely jacked.
Get ripped and bring the shinies.
Just get ripped and bring the shinies. You are courting a magpie. Remember that.
to pay the dowry.
It doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be
A
shiny.
bunch of glass marbles.
Shiny.
Expensive, it just has to be shiny.
I offer you my greatest fool's gold.
Okay.
Just a kaleidoscope.
But
Just a bunch of mirrors.
straight up, like a sack of glass beads from the dollar store.
yeah.
That get you mad, bird puss.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Do you accept
Can we edit
constructive
me out of
criticism?
this?
No.
Okay.
Yes, bring the yeehaw, please.
Okay.
the yeehaw.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, the most important thing that we need to cover in the recap is that Chester still is glowing
Oh, he sure is.
with caramel dance and rainbows.
Incandescent.
Hey, you got the right one.
And after you defeated this manticore, it seemed that the storm was starting to lift and break.
Good. It seems things attack during storms.
My notes say that I think it was Eleanor that finished off the manticore with a critical finisher.
Nice.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful. I finally finished something with a finisher.
My understanding is that people who play swashbucklers chase the high of
Swashbuckler.
finishing or of getting a critical with a finisher.
It's
That's
beautiful.
my impression of gunslingers
and
as well.
you should know, it is a high.
Yeah, I bet. Because like it was like I think we were talking off air is as a fighter you hit and crit more often than you would as a swashbuckler because they get the proficiencies earlier. But as a swashbuckler, if you crit on a finisher, it is like
Juicy.
the hammer of God coming down to rain on
You
your
mean
enemies.
the rapier
The rapier of God.
Prepare to meet God.
via sword point.
Oh, and very importantly, you told me to remind you guys, both Usuvu and Solessa contracted mana fever.
Yeah. I have to heal them. That's going to be fun.
Farah, your ship's messed up.
She can't hear you because I will remind you again that the sides and the door have been ripped off.
Oh, so she can tell then.
Yeah. Okay. And it's also just like windy outside. It's fucking windy, my dudes.
Chester will like quickly waltz up to the front. Hey, Farrah. No, don't turn around. I'll blind you. Farrah.
Ah, God!
Good thing there's Desmond.
I can't hear you over the music coming from your colorful robes.
That's okay. Hey, Farrah. Do you have any need for a Manicore corpse, or can we shove that off the edge?
You can get rid of it.
All right.
That's fine.
Chester's going to go back and say, hey, we can just shove this out of the hole.
Can I kick it out of the hole all cool like?
Yeah, I'll push while you do it.
Push a
it's pretty
healed.
big.
How about we use
to
the
it.
body to plug up the holes it made?
Would that work?
Wouldn't it start to
not.
rot?
It ripped some pretty big holes that have been made worse by like the winds up here.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Chester, just shove it out.
Okay.
You shove it out. Make me an athletics check.
Okay.
Me too.
Sure, if you want to aid.
Oh, I totally intended to do it. I have the highest strength in the group. I was going to do it for you.
My dice was in the
Chester made the mistake of speaking first again.
What? I didn't think you'd make us roll for it. Okay, it's a 15 plus 11 for 26.
Go ahead, roll, Eleanor.
Can do. 26.
Oh yeah, you both shove it out with ease. It flies down, and then you see it get picked up by an
By
updraft,
the wind.
and it starts flying close to you, and then it gets shredded in the propeller, and then it falls down again.
It's part of it gets juggled along with the Perryton corpse.
One of the legs.
No, wait, we landed since then, so it's not there anymore.
One of the legs comes up and smacks the window, and but actually, as you shove it out, you notice that like both of the engines, where you see one of them is like starting to like let off a lot of smoke. It's still working, and the other one is also letting off a lot of smoke. This thing looks like it tore up the airship pretty bad in the back part of it.
Fair. Which engine is it?
The right one.
Tell your goblins the right engine's going out.
Yeah, they're already working on it.
All right. See, last time it got broken, they didn't even realize it, so we had to make sure.
And the storm starts to lift up over the next about like 30 minutes or so. And then until like very Mana Waste style, at some point in time, it just kind of suddenly just, it's gone. It was like it was never there.
Do we need to roll to heal up, or will we have enough time to just heal?
Why don't we go ahead and start working on that?
All right. Thank you.
Healing, please.
Healing, please.
You guys are like birds in a nest.
Treat wounds.
Please, regurgitate healing.
Please, vomit healing upon me.
Someone feed Psyche the slop.
I would like the shreds.
Only pate for you.
What episode is this?
This is 48.
Hero points.
No,
I didn't have any anyway.
I tried to use mine.
Don't bother with hero points yet because we're doing something special this episode.
Oh?
Oh?
Yeah.
We're dying.
You're gonna die. No, let's do healing first.
Hot dog! Where's my fucking
It's medicine.
proficiencies? There we go.
Medicine.
Mebdithimdim. Okay.
Acetaminophen.
Jacob, Kat, both of you roll a d20.
Can do.
10.
I got 4.
Okay. This first one's for you then, Jacob.
Hot dog.
Why'd you have them both roll?
To see what order I do it in.
Oh, I thought you were going to use their die rolls.
I was really afraid you were going to use my die roll.
I was about to say, I will no longer be held responsible for your healing.
Yeah.
You can do it.
You
with
roll it.
My bonus. Heal me.
Okay.
48 for Chester. That was a 21, so that'll succeed. Or is it 48 or is it 2?
2.
2. My
That's
bad.
the critical to get 4.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Bang.
5.
I love 5.
Okay.
Do you
Your
want for
turn,
Eleanor?
Kat.
Yes, please.
I'm healing Kat specifically.
For me.
Oh,
Yay,
critical success!
Oh, I needed it. I'm at 35 hit points.
Oh, we're about
Baby.
to get... Whoa, baby. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, 22 points of healing.
Oh.
Yes.
What was that?
It's only fair. Last time I got the good stuff.
5, 2, 8, and 7.
Beautiful.
All right. Back to you. Back to you, Jacob.
10 minutes later. Actually, 20 because it takes 10 minutes to heal.
Hey, that's also a critical.
Hot dog.
Hot hit
That's a 25.
Oh, right on the edge. Ow.
20 hit points.
I feel good. Well, actually, I'm really hurt, but
Okay. How are you looking, Eleanor?
Eleanor, if you could quantify, she is 57 out of 86.
Oh,
wow.
that's
my favorite joke.
If you could
were the-
quantify my hit points numerically.
okay. Another critical.
Oh, yes, I
love-
might even get full healing
I
from
like
this.
that we're at the point where
Only 9.
That's 2 1s, a 2, and a 5.
Dang.
All right. Back to you, Jacob.
I like that we're at the point level-wise where if you roll for it, you're critically fairly often.
32!
Beautiful.
More hot than
Drow's
dog.
dice are hot tonight.
15.
15,
Nice.
solid.
That's pretty good.
All right. Yet again, we go to Eleanor.
Ellie
been
is
doing
20
this-
points short, so yes,
Oh,
all
my
right.
goodness, the
With
critical.
That one, we'll be doing this an hour.
Yeah.
14.
Oh, thank you.
If I could get healing one more time, I may actually be up to full.
No.
Okay.
You get it. They just rolled it. You
I
get
am
it.
only 6 points short of full. I'm good.
We may abbreviate this for
I'm
the
good.
sake of the audience.
And I'm like
Thank you.
30 HP down, so I'm going to
Why did you
help
not heal
myself.
yourself at all?
Because I worry about you guys more.
Saki.
I stay back usually.
And any tank points for us. Please heal yourself.
I tell you, I like. Is there a way
Did
to
you
make
pass?
your treat
Yeah.
wounds more powerful at higher levels?
yeah, you can roll against a higher DC to get more healing.
Really?
Yar.
So that'll be 62
I did
rather
not
than
realize
51.
that.
Yeah, so if you're curious, Jacob, what you can do is if you are an expert in medicine, you can instead roll against DC 20 and get 2d8 plus 10, with critical being 48 plus 10. If you're a master, you roll against DC 30, and you would get 2d8 plus 30 with a critical healing of 48 plus 30.
That's really good. What's your What's your
Plus
like,
13.
Plus 13.
Well, you are expert in medicine, I
Yeah.
believe.
So 10
Yeah.
plus 13. You actually could do expert if you wanted to with the DC 20 and make it more than half the time.
The thing is, would I hurt you more if I failed?
No, it's just a D8
okay, cool.
of
It's
damage.
the same for critical
But
failure.
the nice advantage to that is it's that plus 10 makes a big difference right there.
Okay,
I
yeah.
did not know that. That's really nice.
Hey, more Pathfinder rules stuff for you.
Yeah, I learned something new today.
Jacob learned something new about Pathfinder.
So another thing that we haven't done in regards to treat wounds that a lot of people tend to do is take the skill feat assurance, which means that I think you got this wrong a little bit, Jacob. You add your proficiency to 10.
Yeah.
And so if you hit level 3, you'll always make a DC 15 check.
Yeah.
You just don't add your ability score.
Yeah, I know.
But it's not just the
It's your level and your proficiency bonus.
you
yeah.
had thought for a minute that it was just the proficiency part of
Yeah,
that.
but I corrected that a long time ago.
Yeah.
I knew.
So Psyche, you're an expert in healing and you're level 6, right? So that 6 plus 4 is 10. If you took assurance as a skill feat for medicine, you could make the expert DC
every time.
every time.
Wow.
Sick.
And you wouldn't even have to roll.
Nice.
That's what a lot of people do.
I don't wanna.
You wanted the chance to hurt someone.
I want the chance to hurt someone really bad.
Oh, I was saying you want to chance the critical and do even better for us.
That's
No.
what I thought.
Okay.
No, okay.
We should know our friend Drow better than that.
Also, I don't think any of you got the wounded condition, but if you did, you would clear it because you had your wounds treated.
Yay.
Yay.
Speaking of treated wounds and bad conditions, what about our good old NPC friends
Who are sick.
with mana fever?
Yeah, so
Sick AF as fuck.
they'll just die
Oh, okay.
All right then.
unless you do something,
Okay.
or they make saves.
I'm going to go up to Celissa.
And they're not really feeling it right now.
Celesta. And I'm
The-
going to be like,
You smell her?
yes,
You stink like sick.
you stink like sickness. And then I push her out the window.
Curse you.
So
I will look at the wound, though.
I-
Because, did Chester mention the mana fever?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, like,
At least I think you did.
I feel as though you said that
Yeah, to recap, so mana fever is a disease. A creature can't remove the fatigue condition when infected. Is a saving throw, blah, 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 blah. It has an onset of 1 day. Stage 1, which is what they'll get basically tomorrow, is fatigued and stupefied 1. And then they'll have to make a save, and then they'll go to fatigued and stupefied 2. Stage 3 is fatigued and stupefied 3. Stage 4 is gain immunity to mana fever and become a mana wastes mutant, which means bad things.
Does that mean they become dumb?
Maybe.
Oh no.
Maybe they'll just grow a bunch of eyes all over their body.
Our NPCs will become under the control of the DM. We can't let that happen.
No!
But yeah, I think, Psyche, you took a spell specifically.
Yes, because I thought there were going to be harpies.
You even asked me about this. Should I take this spell or is this a waste?
Yeah.
And I looked at this and I said, you are fine.
I asked, would remove disease be dumb?
Listen, all you out there who like to play tabletop RPGs, that's the sign of a good DM. If you can look at your DM and be like, if I take this, will it be useless? And your DM says, it would be useless. That's a good DM. If your DM looks at you and goes, I don't know, you should get rid of this.
That's not fun.
You should challenge them to combat.
It's also easier for me because I'm running pre-written stuff, which I feel like is a superpower that people forget exists. Although this is a whole banter topic, not in the case of 5e, but that is a story for another time. But yeah, so I believe if you want to use your remove disease spell, you attempt a counteract check, which in this case is going to be really simple. You're just going to roll against the DC for the disease.
Would it be medicine?
It would be your spell DC.
Or spell casting modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, so plus 11 then.
Yes.
Or hang on.
So I can't remember if you'd be trained or expert yet for Oracle, but it would be 6 plus either 2.
My spell
or 4.
DC is plus 12.
Your bonus.
Yeah.
So that would be 6 plus. Yeah, it's still trained. So 6 plus 4 for charisma, plus 2 for trained is plus 12, and you'll be rolling against the DC of the disease.
Okay.
How many third level spell slots do you have?
I got 1.
Okay, so
unless somebody wants to fight me.
Fight me. So you could do 1 tonight if you
Eleanor
wanted to.
could challenge you to combat.
No freebies.
Aw.
No freebies.
She would, though. She is a duelist. Or
No
a fencer.
freebies.
Actually, we're level 7, right?
6.
Oh, we're 6. Never
Yeah.
mind. I have the hardest time remembering what level we are.
You just want to be higher level. I don't blame you.
No, he wants to hit level 7 real bad.
I know there's nothing for me at 7. It's just you become expert at 7. And I read that and I was like, oh, we're 7. And I've never got that out of my mind.
No, yeah.
It's the same thing that happened with Eleanor. And I was like, oh, yeah, she has an attack of opportunity. We're level 6. And you're like, no, we're level 5. I'm like, oh.
Oh, poor roll.
Hero point.
You have one to spend still from the last thing?
Yes.
All right, we haven't reset them yet. I have a special thing for this episode. So you may use one if you want to reroll. That was a 5 on the counteract check to remove disease.
Okay, here we go.
Okay,
what natty 17.
Natty 17.
Yes.
Total of 29. That'll successfully counteract the check. It was DC 22, so you need a 10 or higher. And who are you doing this on?
Celessa.
You cast this, and good use of the hero point. You successfully remove the mana fever. Unfortunately, Usuvu is still suffering from it.
I'll get her tomorrow.
Okay.
Celessa was just closer.
Yeah.
So I could smell the stink of disease on her.
Very good.
And can't we, technically speaking, we might not know if they're sick, but can't we do checks to find out if they have it, even if they aren't showing yet, like a medicine check or something?
I think.
Oh, yes. Can I test for, the antibodies in the bloodstream?
Here, pee on this.
Yeah, we are admittedly metagaming that, but it doesn't matter too much mechanically because you'd find out tomorrow very quickly.
Does Psyche, when they try to smell something really strong, do the cat thing that opens their mechanical mouth to breathe through their mouth to smell more?
just.
I'm glad we all have owned cats and know exactly what that noise is.
The last thing your infected wound hears before it's treated.
And then the lick the chops. We own cats.
Too many cats.
So what's the special thing happening with hero points this episode?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We're never getting hero points again.
It's about...
Troy.
You shut up. So it's about 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. You can actually see the sun. It's not setting yet
I
because
can
it's
see the
summer.
sun even though it's so far away.
Yes.
Even though it's so far
negatives to
away.
my perception.
Jacob,
Apparently, you're not supposed to be able to see the sun because it's so far away.
can I run this episode?
I'm sorry. You go ahead. My apologies.
For a reference, in 1E Pathfinder, by the rules of the game, because of all the negatives you take as things move further away, you theoretically cannot see the sun.
Get like a negative thousands to your perception check to spot the sun.
You can't play the sun stare game in Pathfinder 1E.
There's no sun.
Nope.
Okay.
Easy,
sorry.
kids.
Dumb
Easy,
rules.
kids. Don't shake the table.
I'm
Anyway,
not touching it.
you see the sun, Jacob,
Oh, okay.
as it is starting to set. It is not quite like going below the horizon because it's about 8 o'clock and it's summertime right now, so it's still up. And you see that the storm's past. The ship is kind of in rough state. The one engine's kind of like clunking a little bit.
Oh, do we need to stop?
And Farrah's like, we got to put her down, guys. Looks like we can set down here and you'll be a couple miles away from Tentacle Canyon and we'll have to work on the ship.
Oh, I see.
So buckle up. We're gonna set her down. Shouldn't be too rough of a landing. I'll find a clear patch.
Chester buckles up.
I do too.
And you get all buckled in, and the ship starts to like slowly descend. You feel your like stomach rise up a little bit as it goes down. The worst part of flying. Don't hurt, Jacob. And in a little open patch before the like field. Basically, now when you come down out of the sky, it is just a desert. Like there is dry riverbeds, there's canyons, there's the swirling hoodoo spiral rock things, right? And she sets down in a patch of like open land and lets you out. And you can take 2 hero points instead of the normal 1 this session because the ship did not get broken.
Yay!
Fun fact, the last fight was a little complicated, but the whole point of the last 2 fights, and particularly the Manticore.
And now you reset it.
What?
And
that
now
was
you
part
reset
of
the
the
hero
No,
points.
that's part of the reset.
No, that's
Oh, you
funny.
started. But
Yay,
the
hero
whole
points.
part of the last fight was to prevent it from destroying the ship.
Nice. We did it.
okay.
So we prevented it from destroying the ship, therefore destroying us. Yay, living!
Because what happens if you don't do that is there's like an event in the adventure path called the crash.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you prevented that.
Do people die in the crash?
They can.
Doesn't know.
We saved Farrah Winslow's life
I don't care about
and the
her.
goblins.
If you want
Ben
to
and
know.
Brem are already off the ship.
That's all
Yeah,
the
doesn't
important
care.
people are called.
Actually, if you want to know, I have rules for it. If the second kiss takes sufficient damage to gain the broken condition, it immediately descends 60 feet per round in addition to its regular movement. When the airship hits the ground, it comes to a stop, and all creatures aboard must succeed a DC 25 reflex save or be knocked prone. So technically not that, but like you can also do damage depending on how bad the ship got messed up.
Wow.
But so basically, yeah, she sets it down, hence the 2 hero points because it did take damage. It was complicated if you want to peek behind the screen because I applied the weak template to the Manticore because of how hurt you were and how fast it wanted those things to happen. But at the same time, its focus is hurting the ship, so I lowered the hardness of the ship to make it do more damage more easily.
I think you balanced the fight quite well. It was a scary fight until we realized it was after the ship,
It was
which
more,
was still scary.
It was more about the crunchy rather than the creamy inside.
Yeah, it took a total of 64 points of damage without the hardness applied. With the hardness applied, that's like 44
Okay.
out of the break threshold of 105, so a little less than halfway.
We did it.
You
did a
actually
good job.
Not only did it, but did a really good job.
Hot dog.
Hot a dog.
What the dog?
But yeah,
Being
she
hot.
sets it. She sets the ship down, and everyone kind of gets out. You can see the goblins running over the outside of the engine, like holds.
Probably see them doing that before it actually landed. Just look out the window. They're out there. No ropes or nothing.
Just holding on. Clang, clang.
But yeah, the ship sets down outside, and everyone starts getting outside and working on it. What do you guys do?
Can we help? Anything we can do to help?
Sure, me and my 0 crafting. You want me to help?
Chester and his 14 crafted.
Dezen and Farah are kind of surveying some of the damage, and Farah like wipes off some grease off the gloves and like, it's gonna take a couple days to fix her up. I think we got most of the spare parts to fix the engines. I mean, they mostly just kind of got overworked during the storm, but we'll also need to find pull some of our spare wood out of the storage closet and fix up the hull.
Just use sand.
I don't think that'll work the way you think it will. If you want to get going...
My people have been building things out of sand for generations.
Yeah, but these things fly. So, you know, it's going to get a little bit more stressed than just a house on the ground.
You dare contradict me, Farah. I know what I'm about.
What's your CR, Farah?
But can we do anything to help?
I can lift heavy stuff for you.
You can, but at the same time, the onus is on you to get to Kosawana as soon as possible. And she says, it's going to take us a couple days at least.
Well, isn't it already like evening?
Yeah.
We shouldn't travel at night.
Yeah, we shouldn't travel at night.
In the Manaways.
Sure.
So we'll be here anyway.
What Farah will tell you, though, is like, from what my reckoning navigating, you're only about a day and a half's journey away from the Cradle of Quartz anyway.
Jeez, I thought you said a few miles.
Yeah.
Change that.
Like 40 miles.
That's not a few.
That's not a few.
That's more than a few.
And
okay, that's
I
not
said
even
10 miles from Tentacle Canyon.
About 40, because like a few is less than 10.
That's not even a few in a car.
I'd take you a max of 2 days to travel to on foot.
Okay.
I don't know. I have faith in us to fuck this up.
Sure.
I see some random encounters in our future.
Yeah.
But like, you could stay here and help get the ship back, but like, it would basically, you'd get the ship back and running, you go up in the air and you travel for like half a day versus you could just get there quicker, is what you reckon.
Well, I meant like while we're here tonight.
Yeah, you can help tonight.
Okay.
But it's not going to accelerate too much.
I just wanted to help. Chester's a helpful guy.
Chester
tonight,
wants to craft.
It looks, you don't have to make any rolls for this. All of you can help. You shut up, Jacob. The main thing that they're doing is boarding up the holes on the flight deck where the Manticore tore things apart. You can also see now that you've gotten out of it that before it tore up the flight deck, it did go after some of the like rigid envelope. Not so much the engines. It looks like the observation deck got a bite taken out of it as well. But yeah, you're able to work on that tonight, and then you rest and get up the next day.
So we can check off night's rest.
Absolutely.
Night's rest and prepare.
But whenever the next day comes around, I think you're all still staying in the main like sleeping quarters and everything. And Dusuvu does not come out straight away.
Oh yeah, poor thing.
You just hear.
Did they fail their check?
Well, they're still at stage 1 anyway.
Well, like if she succeeds, she might not be sick, right?
Failed the check.
Okay. Oh, let's go help then.
No, not the gnome. She's just a little guy.
Hey guys, I don't feel so good today. I think I got
The voice sounds no different.
cold or something. I feel real brain fogged. It's bad. Feel stupefied. 1. If I had to put a number on it.
If I had to quantify it with a number.
Okay. So I rolled my remove disease. I rolled
Yar.
a 12 plus 12, so that's 24.
That'll do it.
All right.
Success.
Whoa! I all of a sudden
I
feel a lot
slapped them
better.
across the face.
Oh God! Wow! I
You feel
so
better,
much-
don't you?
Yeah. Do it again.
That is a 3rd level spell, Asuvu.
Oh, I thought you just slapped me.
Slap the sick right out of you.
Slap the sick out of you. It's an old home remedy.
Meow.
Bam!
Whack.
Oh, let me. I just noticed Chester's token is still glowing.
I know, I was about to point that out, but I didn't want to distract you, so.
There we go.
Chester's back to his only glowing white self.
So this
I'm a
takes
sunburn.
10 minutes to cast.
Oh,
The spell.
Yeah.
That's a big slap.
Yep.
That's a Goku level slap. Can you imagine a Suvu just being like, it's like here?
What are you doing?
Actually, what is your name? I keep forgetting because you guys don't use their fucking
fake
names.
name.
Oh, I'll pull them.
I don't remember
I'm
what I
Amelia.
called myself.
I remember Chester Jimmy's because we made such a big deal about me forgetting it earlier.
I might have just
Lehman?
straight up called myself Psyche. Or did I use the tiefling name? Because I'm not the tiefling.
Tell you, I wrote it down because I knew you guys wouldn't remember.
Thank
Hey,
you.
I, for the record, did remember my fake
Suvu
name.
gets nervous and Chester has to hold them there. I know it's scary, but you just gotta take it. You'll get better.
You know how the cats kind of like just keep their paw out and try and bring it and just barely not quite touch it? Is that Psyche the whole time for the spell?
This whole thing is, all right, Isuvu, I need you to sit down and I need you to look at me
Don't move.
and don't move. And then Psyche for like 9 minutes and 54 seconds, their eyes just slowly get rounder. They start doing the like head shake, the butt wiggle, the paw starts lifting up at like 9 minutes.
The hair starts
And then they
getting
go,
more and more and more on edge and puffy
I'm a charging my laser.
as the hand starts to glow with the power of Bri.
So Tom,
I'm gonna slap the sick out of
I'm gonna slap the dickens out of you. I don't have your names written down. Good fucking luck.
Oh my god.
At one time, you joked your name was Lehman.
Oh, no, that wasn't. You did a very Warhammer name.
Oh my god.
You were like, I think that was it.
We'll have to play the tape.
I'm Lehman Sanguinius.
Something. It was
Really,
something
you did something like that.
So why every time you guys like we need to use fake names, I'm like, really?
Really?
Again with
Do we
this?
have to?
Again with this? And it's not even just you guys. In any other like TTRPG media, I'm just
Yeah.
like, come
on.
Because
You're
Okay.
not gonna remember it.
'Cause it's-
I'm not gonna remember
it's also
it.
rough on the DM because the DM's like, oh, do you say that name or do you use your other one? My character would remember my fake name, but I don't. Yeah, I hear you.
It's just you guys. I feel like it'd be easier from a roleplay perspective to just deal with the fallout of people knowing who you are.
Okay.
Than to forget your name and then call it out for using a fake one.
Lehman.
Man.
I'm just gonna call you Psyche here. I don't give
That's
a shit.
fine. Yeah. Okay. I don't give a shit either.
Let's do this.
Oh
The
my
thing
goodness.
is, I'm not just, man in a cowboy hat. Girl. I am a big metal cat.
Gore.
Yeah, Psyche is harder to hide.
Yeah. Just need a cloak.
So when we leave, Chester, I mean,
Heading out in the morning.
Chester's gonna be like, I guess we're heading out. Or he'll look at the sheriff and the archaeologist. Are y'all coming with, or y'all staying with the boat?
Well, I figured, as Celesta speaks up, I'm gonna stay here and do a little bit of hunting and also protect the airship. I'm not sure if it makes sense to split off everyone from the crew, so Celesta will stay.
Seems reasonable.
Are you casting another spell there, Drow? Drow raised their hand slowly over the course of a minute and held it.
What about you, Usuvu?
I mean, I can go with you to the Cradle of Quartz now that I'm not feeling like a total dog shit.
Well, I'm just going to give you fair warning. There may or may not be a giant metal cat there that we have to fight.
Another one.
Yeah,
so
but a
like your
metal
buddy
cat.
here, Psyche,
Bigger.
Bigger, like a sphinx,
Like a sphinx.
according to what we've heard. Mm-hmm.
with a human head.
Yeah, supposedly, allegedly.
okay.
Why would they mess up beauty like that?
I just
Why not
warning
give
you.
it a cat head?
You want to come? You come.
Quite. Yes, the Cradle of Quartz will be very interesting to interact
I
with.
really almost said the Quartle of Crates.
The Cradle of Quartz.
Crates.
Yes, the
A
titular
massive
book.
temple built out of like crafting wood crates.
But yeah, it should be interesting.
It's just an Amazon warehouse.
Portal.
Quartle.
She gives you a thumbs up.
Chester gives a thumbs up right back.
Let's get going, my dudes.
Oh, so we're taking Usuvu with us.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
This is gonna be a blast.
We adopted an
Oh,
NPC.
my name ain't Chester
Yay.
Jimmy's.
It sure
Okay,
totally
Rolk.
is.
What?
Okay, Rolk.
Okay, Rolk.
Would you get your foot injured? So anyway, Farah's able to kind of point you in the right direction. She's like, all right, you go this way, 10 miles, you'll hit Tentacle Canyon. Follow that through, and you should see the Cradle of Quartz after about 40 total miles. I assume you guys have a compass and some basic navigation equipment.
Nope.
Sure.
But we've got an anthropologist. They probably do.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, why not?
So you guys head out in the morning.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yar. I have some fun art here
Ooh.
from the book.
Art.
I like art.
I love art.
Art.
This is like one of the images when they're talking about the heading towards the
crash.
Cradle of Quartz. This is one of the illustrations.
Oh, what are they? What?
Oh, what are those things?
Clay people.
I don't know.
They're I wouldn't be surprised if those were earth elementals, but they look like people made of stone.
But you see
that one's
how-
got butt cheeks.
Yeah, it does. It's got caked up.
And no heads.
But you see how there's the weird aurora borealis thing
Yeah.
in random parts of the blue sky? Like, that's a very common feature above the Mana Waste. It definitely gets stronger around like sunsets and sunrises, and it's like morning time right now, so you can see a couple
That's
of those
cool.
above you.
The aurora borealis is so pretty.
But you start making your way towards the Cradle of Quartz. It shouldn't be too hard to find, because once you find the canyon, you mostly just follow it through. Which will be like traveling through a dried out riverbed, more or less.
Beware floods.
Yes. And it's going to take you a little while, probably a couple hours. Is there anything that you want to narrate in the meantime as you're walking through here?
When we had our whole Alonzo Inn scene and all that, did Eleanor get his hat?
I think
you
so.
kept the hat. I don't know who took it.
Because if she did, she's going to wear it in the sun.
Oh.
Dead husband. Fiance.
Beyonce.
Chester, you imagine, has to have his hat over, or else he'll sparkle.
I know what you are.
The spell's gone now. Look. Huh. I'm not.
Why are you naked?
Cover yourself up. You
If
hear
Chester doesn't cover up, he's going to get sunburned.
Chester
tough.
puts his hand out, and it's like someone with like just very pale, just 30 minutes.
Starts sizzling. He's like, it's not because I'm a vampire. It's just because I'm pale.
How did you survive living on a farm?
I'm tougher than I look. He's probably
Sunscreen.
got.
I got so much skin cancer.
Hey, look, a new mole.
Oh my god.
That probably is the story of Chester's life.
No, Chester's fine. He's been raised in this weather. He's cool with it. The only reason I'm pale is because I'm half vampire. I guess I don't know how that works because I look pale, but I'm kind of like a tanned pale. I have tanned skin because the sun, but I'm white.
So Chester's skin just reflects off the sunlight, thereby not burning him.
This is half vampire nonsense.
If you stare at yourself, is it like a mirror? Can you see yourself?
If I stare at myself, am I a mirror?
Jacob's looking at his hand.
No.
No. Okay.
Well, it'll be the first time Eleanor's been in the Mana Wastes or out in the desert like this.
You're red-haired too.
Oh yeah, that's why
awesome.
she's wearing
You're
the
gonna
hat.
burn.
That's why I mentioned the hat. She's a redhead. She's gonna burn.
It's got like layers and like sunscreen.
She puts on her fancy gloves.
I imagine Psyche here feels more at home and takes
I wonder if my
layers
niece's
off.
clan is still out here this way.
Your niece's clan or your clan?
She married out.
Oh. Do you need any sunscreen? He'll hold out a bottle. I got the spray stuff.
Now, I was about to say, I think Psyche here is so used to living out in the Mana Waste,
Yeah,
you
like-
take layers off more than like trying to hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fur probably helps. You can just say
You'd make
no.
my fur greasy.
Do you? I got the spray stuff. You want some?
Eleanor's already spraying herself down.
The Suvu?
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
I'll just turn a different color.
I like it. It reminds me of the beach.
What's a beach?
I don't know.
Psyche is going to
That's what a
take like
beach is. You stop that.
Psyche is going to take like everything but their armor off, like the cloak and stuff. That's gone.
Oh, do you recharge in the sun?
But I just used to live out there.
This is just
Home.
Yeah.
it's hotter if I don't let the wind get to my skin under my fur.
Hotted cat.
Hotted.
Eleanor was not built for the desert. But
Uh,
she's tough, so she'll tough it out.
And it is hot. Y'all out here in the summer. So it's nice and toasty. But, it's a dry heat.
Yeah, like Arizona, because that's so much more tolerable at 110 degrees.
I will
It
say
actually
this.
is.
It
though.
really isn't as bad. The sweat dries right off of you.
Yeah.
Because we live out here in North Kakalaki, and when it gets up to 90-something degrees in the summer,
like you're
a
swimming.
mess.
I've been here in the middle of the summer when it's like 95, and I've been in Phoenix, Arizona at like 110 or
Yes,
something
same.
like that. And like the Phoenix is not great, but it's not terrible.
You could jump off the balcony and swim to the bottom.
I've also been in like northern Arizona, where it was like 100 or 90 degrees, and it felt like 80 here. Oh, it was
I
delightful.
was just short of the Sonora Desert out there, and it was not the same.
Because here you walk out and you breathe, and you're like, yep, that's it. I'm going back inside.
If you try to breathe, you mean?
As we're walking, Chester will look for small lizards and point them out to Psycheer.
The way that Psycheer is moving while they're walking through the desert, it's not like side-by-side footprints. They're walking in a line.
To hide our
Only one
numbers.
set of footprints. But when I looked back, there were two. What is this stupid meme? Two sets of footprints on the beach.
Oh, that's the Jesus meme.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
But
Jesus.
you were doing the Tuscan Raiders meme.
No, cats walk like that.
Yeah, cats do. It's how they get their catwalk.
Anyway,
Really?
you see a lizard
Notice?
with 2 heads and 3 tails.
Oh, jeez. That's awesome.
You see another lizard with a normal head and tail, but eyes all over its body.
Do we see?
That's terrifying.
Do we see a yellow lizard
With
suspiciously blocking the road?
Can we see a 13 spotted, yellow spotted lizard?
I'm not gonna fuck with that.
No.
There's a lizard that flies like a bird.
Does it have bird wings?
No, it's like bat
Okay,
wings.
that's fair enough.
Bat wings are way cooler.
I'd be asking for too much.
It swoops up and scoops the 3-tailed one away.
Isn't nature wonderful?
I swat it out of the air. And
The
then,
lizard goes.
and then for the next like 30 seconds, it's just gently smacking it. Not trying to kill it, but I am trying to disorient it. The bird.
This is why you don't let your cats out. They destroy the ecology.
Native species are getting killed off by cats. Remember that.
Seriously. You don't let your cats outside for multiple reasons.
As you continue forward, you find what looks to be the start of Tentacle Canyon.
As Psycheer continues to eliminate
the
native.
same lizard.
So then, where Psycheer's
Native
clan
species.
lives, there just must not be anything else alive.
No. My clan very specifically only harvests what we need to eat. However, I have not been in that clan for a while, and I'm a dick.
That's the problem.
A dry riverbed slowly descends into a narrow, winding canyon with
Thanks for
20-foot
just rolling right past that.
with 20-foot walls of sandstone on either side. A trickle of water cascades from a small natural spring about halfway up the western wall. And near the mouth of the canyon walls offer a rare spot of shade and shelter from the hot sun.
I want to fill up any water skins we have.
Fill
Yeah.
up the water skins and rest in the shade for a few minutes.
You do so. It looks fresh. It does have a little bit of a weird chromatic sheen to it.
Psycheer, is this good to drink? All right.
Make a perception check.
Ooh,
Anyone.
Okay.
10 plus 11
19.
is 21.
I rolled low.
21, 19, and 22 for
22.
Psycheer.
If it's initiative, it's 23.
Psycheer and Chester, you see strange sliding marks on the sandy bed of the river, as if several large snakes had slithered through the sand when it was wet.
Does the
Hey, I have a question about the local terrain.
Yeah,
There's like a plateau above us, right?
sort of, yeah. You're in a
Okay.
canyon.
Maybe we shouldn't be here.
do we have to walk
Maybe we should go up.
in the riverbed?
It's the easiest way.
But is the canyon
Yar.
cliffs down?
Yar.
Is that riverbed, or is there like ledge then riverbed?
Riverbed.
No
Okay,
ledge.
so we'd have to like climb to get to a different spot to walk.
Yar. Or backtrack a long
Do you
ways.
have rope? I think I have rope. I think I have rope, and I also have a climb speed. I could go up top.
I do not have rope,
Meow.
but if we really want it and do not want to save this for some kind of emergency, I could obtain rope. It's just that will eliminate my ability to get items until we make it to a shopping area next.
Al had the basic adventurers kit, but I never actually bought one for Eleanor.
Yeah, I have rope.
Oh, okay.
How high up is it?
20 feet.
Oh, okay. That'll be very easy then.
Oh, I could just climb. I got good athletics.
Psycheer's going to...
It's a smooth wall.
Climb speed.
I do have a climb
cool.
speed.
You do have a climb speed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Close.
Yes.
So as you sit here and take time to start climbing up, you start hearing something. It sounds, and this is going to be dumb, but you'll understand.
Okay.
You know how the sound that Squidward makes when he walks in SpongeBob?
Yes.
You hear that.
Great.
Just kind of... And then you hear, but not with your ears, all of you. Greeting, hello, person.
Hello.
Greeting, hello, individual.
Meow.
And you turn around, trying to look, and you see in the distance this blob approaching you of tentacles with a big eye.
Oh, God, Hermaeus Mora.
It looks like this.
Oh, he's
dear.
cute.
Okay, that's actually not as bad as I thought it would be.
I mean, I don't mean oh dear like it was bad,
Okay,
but like oh dear
So, like, it's not just a ball of tentacles. It has a body that is made up of, like, a head with one eye in the middle, 5 eyes surrounding that eye, and, like, a little tentacle mouth. And then from the back of its head, it's got
looks
a lot
like
of tentacles.
A flesh version of the squid things from the Matrix.
Actually, yeah. It's actually very close to that.
and its eyes are a lovely yellow-orange color.
It has like one big eye and a bunch of smaller eyes around it.
Could Chester do a knowledge check
Biblically
on this?
accurate squiddy.
Certainly try.
What would I be rolling?
And the squid itself
if you
is blue
say
and
nature,
purple.
I will punch you.
Hi.
Don't you do it, Derek.
Nature was not supposed to be a useful skill in this player.
It would be occultism.
Oh, good. I
Okay.
can work with that.
You're not going to get it. Go ahead and roll.
What about Psycheer?
You can roll too.
So it's
You're
a
not
very
gonna get
rare creature then.
it. It's rarer than rare.
It's ice cold.
It's unique. Go ahead. What's your result?
Well, I did really good.
Okay.
18
Okay.
plus 12 is 30.
That's not enough.
Okay,
Dang,
I'm not
you rolled
surprised.
good.
The DC was 33.
You couldn't have
I would
possibly
have had to
gotten
have got a 20.
You would have to get a 20.
Is there? There's no way I can.
And I
increase
think
that.
only you would be able to get it because of I think I don't because you guys are technically a level ahead because of your 3-person party. I think if you were a
Yeah.
level down, you might not be able to get it, or
No, if I
only
got a
barely.
natural 20, I would have got a critical
a regular success. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't suppose academia lore could help me here.
No.
I didn't think so.
Psycheer is going to greet this guy.
Chester, you recognize that this being is from some other world.
It's another alien.
Dang, we've met a surprising
Yeah.
amount of aliens.
Is it holding anything? Is it like holding a gear like it is in that picture?
It's not holding in the picture. It's holding a gear, but IRL, it's not holding that. It's holding some sort of like it looks like metal barrel with a lot of like tubes on it. You can't see it because you're still a little far ways out. Psyche, what do you say to this creature?
I'm going to like wave to it and be like, greetings, individual, yes.
Individuals, greetings, hellos.
Scared. Stop, please.
Scared, friend, toy, friend,
Toy?
Toy.
friend, toy,
Toy? No play. No play, thank you.
Friend. Toy.
talk, friend, toy.
You toy.
Me, no, me,
Me toy.
no, me, you, who.
Hi. Hi.
Stop,
Hi.
please.
I'm gonna get off the cliff and kind of interject myself between the rest of the party and him.
To get in between.
Yes.
Cat is silent because Eleanor is silent.
What toy?
What?
And all this talking
Hi.
is like you don't hear it with your ears. You hear it. It's almost like a ringing sound that makes sense in word form in your head.
Okay.
Hi. Slow. Sit. Stand. Just stand.
What is stand? Stand. Like stand. What stand?
Hold still. So
you can
name.
tell that this creature doesn't fully understand whatever languages, and sometimes it feels like when you say stand, that's the first time it's heard that word. Stand.
Still.
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 Stand still.
Stand
what
still.
Stand?
Stand, legs on ground, butt in the air.
What butt? Butt.
Chester will go.
Butt.
Chester will go.
Butt.
This stand, and then he will sit down. This sit. And then he will stand. This stand.
Stand, and he like lifts himself up on the tentacles more. Sit.
Very
Butt.
good. On butt.
butt,
We
butt,
talk
butt, butt, butt,
squid language. Yes. Butt.
As
butt.
you see,
Tail.
he gets closer. One of the things he's holding appears to be a it looks like some sort of helmet in one of his hands, and he's just playing
Thing.
with
Where did you get that?
it. Found. Ooh, toy.
Found where?
Toy. Metal toy.
Found.
Show found?
Found.
Tell found. Direction.
No. Who? Excite.
Hi.
Sit. Stand. Butt. Who?
Chester.
And he points at Chester. Chester.
Who?
Me?
Hello, me.
Who, me?
I.
Other name?
Wait, we can't
Yes.
tell him I can't tell him my real name because Isufu doesn't know my name.
I could lie to this thing. He's adorable.
Psycheer.
Psycheer. Chester. Butt.
Butt.
Eleanor.
But
Eleanor.
Butt.
Usuvu. Names.
Names.
Usuvu, do you know what this thing is?
I have no fucking idea what's going on right now.
Usuvu
I'm
have
not the only
occultism?
one who's terrified.
Nope. No, actually.
Home? Where?
What is home? Home? What? What is home? What is
Origin.
home?
Where from? The points.
Where from?
Am.
Is Am a place? No, I'm just kidding.
Friendly?
The creature doesn't seem to have a concept of his name or its name,
Okay.
their name. It doesn't have a gender. Let's be real.
Family?
Me. Family. Whew. Family. New thing. What family? Family.
Similar things.
Pause. How do move? Walk. Walk.
I'm going
is
to
walk.
walk.
You
Yes.
walk.
Me walk. No, you. Show me move.
Eleanor walks a few feet.
Oh! And he slaps his tentacles together, and he like inspects you as you walk.
Chest-
What are these?
What's he pointing at?
Legs.
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 Chester will point
love
at
him.
his tentacle,
I love it.
and he will say, tentacle.
Tentacle.
Yeah.
Tentacle leg.
And tentacle arms.
Like this. Wave his hand in the
Wave
air.
his hand in the air.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Tentacle. Butt.
No.
Chester will point to his butt. Butt.
Oh. Tentacle.
Armpit.
Butt.
Yeah, why
Butt.
not?
Tentacle butt.
Armpit.
Chester will cast Detect Magic.
The helmet he has in his hands is very magical. He seems to have no idea what it is.
Toy?
Yeah. Oh. Toy. Toy.
Eye toy?
New toy. New toy.
Okay.
We have to give him something in exchange for it. We have something that's not dangerous.
I have batches of infused reagent.
New toy is trade.
Trade.
New toy is trade.
Heard of trade. Pretend trade. Do trade.
Do trade.
Chester.
Dice.
Chester has
But
fine clothing.
soft.
Okay.
Hang on. Very interesting. Good noise. Dice.
I wish.
Click, clack, rock.
I actually regret not taking a copy of Mousetrap with me right
I know,
now.
right?
Do you want to have that be the item that you can pull out of nowhere?
No, I'm not going to. I could actually pull a scroll if we need it.
Are you saying you didn't take a mousetrap with you for emergencies? Jacob, the man who takes an
Video
entire
game.
bag of board games everywhere he
Giant
goes with
bag.
him.
We're talking like a
Are you
3
saying
foot
that
long
Chester
I
Williams?
would love to say that, but I believe I actually said I left it in the ship because
Yeah.
they didn't have a copy of the game.
I'd let you take it.
Dice.
I will take it and hold up. I took it and I will.
And this is not because of Chester. This is because of Jacob. Because
Yes.
this is exactly what
This is what Jacob would
does.
do.
Chester holds
He
up.
how many board games are in the car?
Oh, with us right now? None. The bag is inside the computer
Okay,
room.
there's
Because we
been
cleaned up recently.
there's been a lot of car thefts in our general area, so Jacob is afraid.
How many board games are in the bag?
At least 20.
Oh, they can't fit 20. I'd say 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Okay, I mean, there's at least 20 games in general, whether or not they're in the bag.
I've got like 40, 50 games.
Okay, so I can't number today.
Hold on. I love we need to protect and keep safe the him or the it. So Chester will hold up his copy of Mousetrap and he'll say game.
Game?
Game.
Game. Friends.
What game?
Mousetrap.
Game. What is a game?
Game fun.
Fun?
Game entertainment.
Entertain.
Do you
Game?
want to, go ahead, Kat?
Is better toy.
Game toy friends.
Do you want to show him how to play Mousetrap?
I mean, yeah.
Let's play a game of
pull it out
Mousetrap.
and put it together.
Yes.
I'm going to need some sort of check.
Crafting.
No.
We just did a flat roll
Diplomacy.
last time.
Just do a flat check.
Oh, for Mousetrap.
No, to communicate with this alien being how to play the game Mousetrap.
I mean, wouldn't that be like diplomacy?
Sure.
I want to use
wants-
acrobatics.
Psychic.
Who wants to roll?
I'll try. With diplomacy.
And I will aid.
How do you
Oh, wait, 2 people can't aid. Never mind.
Okay.
I suppose we can try. Only one if we do it.
25.
25. Go ahead.
Oh, I rolled good.
Oh,
That is a 17.
Okay.
I got a 20.
Okay.
So aid.
I will say
Nice.
you, as a group, successfully communicate. How does it look teaching this genderless alien being?
Move dice. Move mice. Roll dice.
Nobody
no
gets
harm.
hurt.
No harm.
No harm.
At the very,
No harm.
I don't know if we could teach it how to play the game, but we can teach it how to put the game together, which I think would mean
He
more to
happily
this.
hands over the helmet and just it plays with the game board. It is a magical item.
What is it?
It looks, so now that you inspect it more closely,
Wait, which color mouse does it pick?
oh, the purple one. I don't know.
Okay.
A thunder helm is what this is.
Oh, damn.
Thunderhelm?
May I look up this item?
Sure. It appears as a cylindrical iron helm adorned with a crown-like display of gun barrels extending out in all directions. A slit in the front allows for limited visibility while sound is muffled by the inner lining. As long as the creature wears a thunder helm, it takes a -1 circumstance penalty to auditory and visual perception checks, but gains a +1 circumstance bonus to saving throws against auditory and visual effects. So basically, I'm just giving you this because I don't want you to have to roll again. You can spend 2 actions to activate this thing once per day, and the helm's gun barrels swivel and aim randomly. Then conjure enough gunpowder and bullets to fire in all directions around you. Every creature within a 20-foot emanation takes 46 piercing damage.
Dang.
DC 19 basic reflex save.
Wow.
What an item.
The creator of the original Thunderhelm tried and failed time and again to create a reliable helmet-mounted firearm that enabled hands-free gunplay. But even after resorting to magical enhancements, they were never quite able to realize their vision. The allure of the Thunderhelm continues to compel certain mindsets in the Mana Wastes, and these items continue to be crafted to this day.
It is worth 160 gold pieces.
It's a 5th level item.
Sick.
Is it worth us trying to use?
The only negative is a -1 to auditory and visual perception checks.
It also will make you look fucking ridiculous.
But for whoever gets up in combat, that's a chance for 2 actions to do an area of effect damage with 46 piercing damage.
I mean, you're right, but you will look very silly wearing it. You're basically wearing a metal tube with
Would-
an eye slit.
Would it ruin my chances to be a cool swashbuckler?
That's a DM call, and I'm afraid of I'm afraid of the answer.
Because, like, that sounds like looking like a nerd sounds like it would not.
Can you live with yourself? If you want to wear it, by all means. A cylindrical iron helmet adorned with a crown-like display of gun barrels extending in all directions with a slit in front. So basically, you're going to look like a Mandalorian, but with, like, guns all around the
Such a
helmet.
Chester item, though.
I'm not gonna lie though, that is so Mando.
So Mando.
Oh, does anyone want
The whistling
this?
birds.
Does anyone want this?
No, I'm good.
The way you said the whistling birds and then made a sound as though you were shitting.
That's activating it, baby.
I kind of really want this.
Then
It
you may have it.
screams Chester.
will wear it.
All right. So you play Mousetrap. You trade it with this, and he thinks that, or they think this is a great thing. Mousetrap. They are thrilled with it. They're playing it like with themselves.
Like all the many tentacles being the different
Yep.
mice.
They're playing it with themselves. What do you guys do?
I don't want this thing to be alone.
Well, it's already been alone for a while, no
And?
doubt. If we take it with us, we'd just be putting it in danger.
We
would
could experience
endanger it.
love. How get here?
Here.
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 But
But. Good talk.
talk. What
Yes.
talk?
This.
Talk, use mouth, make words.
What's a mouth? Is mouth like a butt?
Yes.
My butt talks.
Talk through butt? Talk through mouth. What is mouth? Show mouth. Talk through butt. Show butt.
Cannot.
Show hole.
No, die. And I want to roll initiative now.
Went from let's protect it to let's unalive
It's
it.
very dumb.
It didn't actually say show hole.
No, that's Derek.
Yes.
That's Derek.
But are you guys gonna move on? Because it's happy to just goof about with Mousetrap and keep talking to you guys about butts and other words it doesn't know.
I want to take it with me. I want it to be mine.
I want it to be mine.
It's my baby now.
Saikir just wants it to wiggle the tentacles so that they can play.
This thing looks too squishy. It looks as though Saikir would tap it and then it would start oozing.
Ugh. Ooze.
Chester will touch it.
What happens when he touches it?
Weird. What
Weird?
is touch? Is that touch?
Touch.
Touch, and Chester will do it lightly.
He touches you.
Yes, touch.
Ugh, shiny.
Shiny? Me? Oh, yes, shiny. You.
Squishy.
Me.
You.
Yes.
You need name.
Me. I.
You slick.
No.
No?
No, we can't call him slick.
Widsquid.
No, stop. I don't want to name it Squidward.
I
No,
name him
Widsquid.
Squish.
No.
Widsquid.
You squid.
Squid?
Squid.
Squid. Me squid.
Yes.
Hi, Squid.
I squid.
I Chester, you squid.
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 Squid. Squid, 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 squid. Squid. And then you hear squid hungry.
Chester will offer it a ration.
It looks at the ration. Gross. Ooh, squid hungry. And then it opens up the bottom of its body. And there's a huge beak. And we're going to roll for initiative as it tries to eat Chester next week.
What?
Hungry.
I love this thing.
Hungry,
Why?
hungry, hungry.
Why?
Hey,
Hungry.
Derek.
But
we can't kill
We
squid.
made friends.
We named it.
We named it.
But.
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 Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Third Gallon Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing us. If you want to see more from us, check out our website, thirdgallon.com, or follow us on Twitter. We are at Third Gallon, that's THIRD Gallon. And we are also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook with the same handle, at Third Gallon. We also publish a video version of this podcast on YouTube, which you can find on our channel, The Third Gallon Podcast. Our theme for this season is Delta Rust, composed by Andy Ellison. Our ambience for this episode was composed by Michael Ghelfi, and you can find more of his work on his YouTube channel, Michael Ghelfi Studios, and you can support his awesome work at patreon.com/Michael Ghelfi. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.